Hello everyone, this is our first class Halsey, and I'm going to introduce you to my crowd. Who do we have on the left?
Um, my name is Alan Walker. I'll be recording Mr. Halsey's video.
Okay, and who else do we have here?
Maggie Anderson. I'm here to watch.
Okay, and we shall begin. Good evening everyone, I'm Sergeant First Class Halsey, and the purpose of this video, I'm going to be discussing the hazards of jumping out of airplanes and why paratroopers should receive the same amount of pay as aircrew members. Aircrew members generally get a little bit more than paratroopers, about $250. I'm a black hat down at the Advanced Airborne School at Fort Benning. Have you ever wondered what the risks are from jumping out of an aircraft? Today I'm going to inform you about the hazards of airborne school and the hazard incentive pay, why it should be actually increased. My credibility and and why it's relevant to me. I've been a paratrooper for like 19 years now. I'm a master rated jump master. I've had several jumps where I've witnessed safety issues, and I can tell you firsthand that the safety issues are not too much different than aircrew members and pilots. Okay, now we'll cover why hazard incentive pay should be increased. Okay, the purpose of hazard incentive pay is it's for military members. It doesn't matter what branch you're in, that conduct demolitions. They deal in demolitions. They're paratroopers. They get an additional pay because of the hazards that are set forth. The military benefits, why should it be increased? I think that aircrew members, they get $250 more than actual paratroopers versus non-crew members, and paratroopers, they fall under that same realm. Paratroopers potentially are at the mercy of their pilots, okay? Just like crew members. When you're part of a crew, you know, their duties vary from different aspects. You know, you could be a pilot that just in charge of the instrument panel inside or controls, or you could, in the civilian world, you could be a flight attendant, you know, serving the crew members. Well, as paratroopers, we risk potentially injuring ourselves jumping out of aircraft. With crew members, you don't really see that so much. So, you know, we're at the risk of the mercy of the pilots. You know, they could potentially crash the airplane. You know, we could crash into a body of water. There's just many variables you got to understand. You know, we can actually be even shot down by enemy forces. So when you think about all these variables, they kind of outweigh what crew members do. Why paratroopers pay aircrew members paid more is potentially because of, I guess it's because they actually fly aircraft and the way they see it, that they're at a higher risk. But you know, potentially, like I said, that, you know, the risks are about the same. You know, a pilot, he could crash, but you being an actual, you know, attendant on a plane or flying on that aircraft as a paratrooper, you could potentially go down if the plane goes down and burn up just like the pilot. So there's not too many differences. According to U.S. military pay, everything you need to know about U.S. military pay, powers, the Army pay is, military parachutist pay is $150. What are the potential injuries that justify why paratroopers should receive the same amount? Paratroopers, they sustain broken bones, static line injuries, you know, subject to paralysis and other miscellaneous things, okay? Pilots, you know, on duty, you know, they could suffer, you know, torn ligaments from possibly getting up from their, you know, their seated position, or if they injuring themselves actually entering the plane, you know. Aircrew members, they serve as a vital part of a flight team. However, their roles, they vary. Some roles are, you know, more physical than others. But with being a paratrooper, like I said, pilots, you know, depending on what type of pilot you are and what type of aircraft you fly or platform, potentially, yes, you can get injured, but being a paratrooper is more physical. All right, I'm gonna get into my conclusion. The information that I discussed are on the hazards and why paratroopers face different, and why paratroopers, their hazard incentive pay is less than that of air crew members. My main points of focus were the purpose of hazard incentive pay, why air crew members get paid more, and possible injuries. I'm excited to discuss, you know, the different benefits and why I think that parachuters pay, hazard incentive pay should be about the same as air crew members. I hope I've answered all your questions. If there's any questions, I'd like to reach out to my audience. Do you have any further questions? Do you have any questions?
No questions. Do you have any questions, Alan?
Not at this time.
Not at this time? Well, if there are no further questions, I'm Sergeant First Class Halsey, Black Hat down at the Advanced Airborne School. This concludes my, my persuasive briefing.